Most people treat Toyota reliability like a guarantee, so they follow the defaults: normal warm-up, normal service timing, normal stop-and-go habits. And that's why some cars feel tired early. It's not wear, it's small stress repeated until it becomes expensive. Watch your first start. If the idle hangs high and the car feels sharp and stiff for the first minute, it's still in warm-up mode. After a short errand, if one corner feels hotter or smells off, you've got hidden resistance. In this video, I'll break down 10 habits that protect the drivetrain, each starting with a fast 30-second action. Watch till the end, because I'll show you a simple ritual that exposes hidden stress in under a minute, even when the dash looks normal. Number 10, the cold load discipline. With your foot on the brake, power the car on, and keep your hand off the shifter. Watch the tachometer and wait until the idle settles and the cabin vibration softens. When the revs drop and the sound calms, you have proof the warm-up routine is finishing, and you have not asked the drivetrain to carry load while its fluids are thick. What people get wrong is treating that first moment like ordinary driving. They shift immediately, roll out fast, and demand quick heat or a hard merge. Cold load discipline corrects that reflex. Cold oil clings instead of flowing, so bearings and rings rely on a thinner protective film, while the computer runs a richer warm-up to stabilize combustion and protect emissions hardware. You can spot risky conditions without tools. If idle speed is still elevated, the engine note is sharper, the first shift feels firmer, or the instant economy display looks unusually thirsty, the system is still in its cold map. Choose restraint. Let the idle settle, then move off gently and keep input smooth for the first mile, using light throttle and avoiding sudden downshifts. That half-minute repeated daily keeps wear from stacking across months. It is cheapest delay that preserves smoothness for the long haul. A safety exception applies. In freezing rain or heavy fog, prioritize visibility and traction, even if warm-up is incomplete, and hybrids may shorten this phase automatically. Once rolling, slow traffic brings a fresh pressure point where low-speed transitions decide how much heat the transmission stores. Number 9, the transmission load. During low-speed transitions, with the vehicle warmed and moving, find a quiet stretch. From a stop, ease forward to about 10 miles per hour, then let off and coast back down. Feel the handoff as it upshifts and then downshifts, and notice whether the car glides or grabs during that low-speed exchange. What people get wrong is assuming a smooth feel means the transmission is relaxed. They hover on the pedal, surge, brake, surge again, and force repeated clutch engagement in the hottest, least efficient range. Transmission load is simple. Each tiny throttle change commands a change in hydraulic pressure and clutch slip, turning routine creep into extra heat. You can spot stress without gauges. If the car hunts between gears, if the tach jumps, while speed barely changes, if the shift feels rubbery, or if stop and go makes the cabin smell hot, the unit is working harder than it needs to. Use timing instead of force. Leave a larger gap, roll earlier, and choose one steady input so the car can hold a single ratio. When stopping, come off the pedal sooner and brake smoothly rather than pulsing. Over weeks, that calmer rhythm keeps fluid temperature lower. It also reduces shudder that often appears years later. CVT models need a different approach. There may be no distinct gear change, so focus on avoiding sudden tip in and abrupt lift off that spikes pulley pressure. With low-speed heat controlled, attention turns to the way temperature is represented on the display and what that calm reading can hide. Number 8, the thermal representation versus reality. Power the car on. Use the steering wheel controls to cycle the information screens until you either find a live coolant temperature value or confirm it is missing. If the display offers only a needle that sits in the middle, recognize you are seeing a comfort signal, not the operating picture. What people get wrong is treating that calm display as permission to push. They assume the cooling system is either fine or failing, with nothing in between. So heat changes get ignored until the day a warning appears. Thermal representation works like this. A damped gauge stays steady while temperature moves through a wide band. You can spot the mismatch by watching behavior that disagrees with the needle. If cabin heat stays weak longer than usual, the fan roars at a stop. The air conditioning fades in traffic, or a sweet smell appears after a climb. Heat is wandering while the gauge pretends nothing changed. Instead, learn your baseline. When numeric temperature is available, note the typical range on the same commute. Then treat a repeatable rise of 10 degrees under the same conditions as an early alert. Catching drift early avoids breakdowns and head gasket bills. Some trims never show a numeric value. In that case, rely on repeatable cues such as heater strength and fan cycling, and plan a scan only when the pattern shifts for several days. Diagnostic trigger frequent fan surges, heat swings, or sweet odor point to cooling stress. Shift attention to low speed feel, where drag can create heat quietly. If this is saving you wasted wear and wasted money, like the video and subscribe. It starts with air in each tire. Number 7, the rolling resistance as a fault condition. After a normal dry park, step out and hover the back of your fingers near each wheel area without touching the metal. One corner that feels noticeably hotter than the others, or a car that refuses to glide in the last few yards to a stop, is your quick check that resistance is not normal. What people get wrong is blaming fuel, traffic, or just heavy tires and carrying on. Rolling resistance is a fault signal. A dragging pad, a sticking caliper slide, a swollen hose, or soft tire forces the drivetrain to push against a constant brake. That hidden load turns into heat at the wheel and strain through hubs, joints, and fluid. Spotted in patterns, the steering may pull, car may need more pedal to hold the same speed, or one wheel may dust faster. After a short trip, a single hot corner, a burnt smell, or a sudden drop in range points to drag. Compare heat side to side, then check pressures when cold. If pressure matches, inspect for a stuck parking brake, a seized slide pin, or a torn boot throwing grease. Clearing one dragging corner prevents warped rotors, cooked bearings, and premature transmission heat over months. 10-minute check can spare a tow, a lost weekend, and 4-figure repairs. Wet roads, headwinds, steep grades, and winter tires can mimic resistance, so confirm the pattern over 2 drives before assuming a fault. With drag ruled out, attention turns to oil logic, where intervals decide whether wear stays slow or accelerates. Number 6, the oil logic versus mileage thinking. In less than half a minute, open the multi-information display and pull up the maintenance reminder or oil service screen. Note the remaining percentage or miles, then glance at the date of your last change on a sticker or receipt. If the reminder still looks generous while your trips are mostly short, the car's tracking conditions, not just distance. What people get wrong is treating oil as a fixed mileage superstition. They stretch intervals because the engine sounds fine, or they change early because the odometer hit a neat round figure. Oil logic is simple. Heat cycles, moisture, soot, and fuel dilution alter protection faster than miles do. You can spot a harsh pattern without tests. The reminder drops quickly, the dipstick level rises slightly, or the oil smells like fuel after repeated short runs. Long idling, towing, or stop-and-go traffic. Do this instead. Use the reminder as your baseline, tighten it when most drives are short, and check level monthly so dilution is caught before it thins the film that keeps bearings and rings separated. Skipping one service may save a little today, then buy months of extra wear. One missed interval adds 2 minutes each morning, stacking into hours of vibration across a winter and deposits. Severe use is the exception. Dust, extreme heat, frequent towing, or constant idle time justify earlier service, even if the screen looks optimistic. Number 5, the tire pressure as precision control. Open the vehicle information screen and pull up the tire pressure display for all 4 corners, read each value, then compare it to the placard on the driver door jamb. If any tire sits more than 2 pounds away from target, you have a precision problem hiding in plain sight. What people get wrong is waiting for a warning light. That light is an emergency threshold, not a tuning tool. So drivers run slightly low for weeks and call it fine tire pressure, as precision control is simple. A small drop increases sidewall flex. Raising rolling resistance and heat while steering and suspension compensate on every mile. That extra flex chews shoulders and forces steering corrections through each commute. You can spot drift early when one corner is consistently lower after an overnight rest, or when the car follows grooves more than it used to. or when fuel economy slips without a clear reason. Do this instead. Set pressures cold, match the placard, then recheck weekly for a month to identify a slow leak. Here is the time math. A 1-minute check each week is about 52 minutes a year, yet it can save hours of extra tire scrub, reduce bushing stress, and keep alignment from wandering. Temperature swings distort readings after sun, so compare only after the car has sat. Diagnostic trigger: A recurring low corner after refill points to a puncture, valve seep, or bead leak. With pressures confirmed, attention turns to how electronic assistance can correct feel while the underlying imbalance grows. Number 4, the electronic compensation patterns. On an empty, straight road at low speed, hold the wheel lightly and watch the dash for the stability or traction icon. Apply a gentle, steady throttle and note whether the symbol flickers or whether the car makes tiny steering or brake corrections you did not request. What people get wrong is treating any intervention as proof the vehicle is saving them. They assume the computers are reacting to the road. When the road is fine and the system is compensating for drift, they have stopped feeling. Electronic compensation patterns are simple. Sensors read yaw and wheel speed differences, then the car trims torque or taps a brake to keep the path clean. You can spot compensation when the symbol flashes during mild turns, when one tire chirps in normal corners, or when the steering feels centered, yet the car still needs micro corrections to stay in lane. Another tell is uneven tread wear even after pressures are set. Use this approach. Treat repeated flashes as a clue to check alignment. Compare tread depth side to side and inspect for a bent wheel, worn bushing, or mismatched tires. That delay can cost an afternoon and hundreds in rubber. Over months, the corrections hide the root cause while the chassis drifts farther from spec. Sport modes, loose gravel, heavy rain, or strong crosswinds can trigger legitimate intervention. So compare on dry pavement with the same speed and steering input before assuming imbalance. With trust recalibrated, attention shifts toward fluid exposure, where lifetime claims can quietly shorten transmission life. Number 3, the transmission fluid exposure risk. In under half a minute, check your maintenance history and confirm whether transmission fluid has ever been serviced. If the record lists oil, tires, and brakes, yet never mentions fluid, treat that gap as a risk marker. What people get wrong is believing lifetime fluid means forever. They hear sealed and assume safe, so they wait until a hard shift or shutter forces attention. Fluid exposure is simple. Heat and shear weaken additives and clutch dust circulates, raising friction and temperature. It is like fryer oil used all week. It still pours, yet the chemistry that protects the food is gone. You can spot exposure early in behavior. Watch for a brief engine speed flare between gears, a bump on the 2 to 3 change, or a delayed takeoff when selecting drive after sitting overnight. Do this instead. Match the interval to your use pattern, not a slogan. Especially if you drive mostly in town, frequent short trips, stop-and-go traffic, towing long grades, and high heat shorten the window. A preventive service is a few $100s, while a replacement can climb into several $1,000s plus days without your car. Some units have limited access or require a specific procedure, so do not guess or force a drain. If the manual calls it sealed, aim for inspection and temperature control, then use a qualified shop when the time comes. With fluid risk understood, attention shifts toward wheel drag checks that reveal hidden heat during ordinary commutes before the brakes warp or a bearing complains. Number 2, the parking pole load discipline. After any normal drive, stop on a slight slope or flat ground. Keep your foot on the brake and use this sequence. Set the parking brake first, shift into park, then release the brake. If the car settles gently, you just removed a hidden load most people add every day. Make it automatic because consistency matters more than the slope itself. What people get wrong is dropping the shifter into park and letting the vehicle's weight hang on the parking pawl. It feels normal, so they ignore it. Over time, that strains the drivetrain and mounts, and it turns a little clunk into harsher engagement, sticky release, and where you pay for later. You can spot it without tools. If you hear a thunk when selecting drive, if the lever feels stiff coming out of park, if the car rocks after you release the brake, or if it feels stuck for a split second, The load is sitting where it should not be. Do this instead. Brake held, parking brake set, shift to park last. On steeper hills, turn the wheel toward the curb before releasing the brake so the tire becomes the backup, not the transmission. This takes 2 extra seconds and costs $0 versus a shop visit chasing clunks, mount wear, and park stress that can run into hundreds. Guardrail. If your parking brake is weak or frozen, service it and use extra caution on steep grades. Once park load is controlled, the next tip shows how short trips quietly contaminate oil even when mileage looks low. Number 1, the ritual that extends. Vehicle life of power. The car on and run, the ritual in one pass, watch the idle settle, then roll out gently for the first mile. Keep one steady throttle, glance at the tire pressure screen, and note whether the stability icon flickers on dry pavement. After parking, compare wheel heat left to right. With the back of your fingers, that quick loop filters hidden stress before it stacks. What people get wrong is waiting for a warning light or a loud symptom. They treat upkeep as an event, so small drift becomes normal. The ritual works because repeated microchecks catch heat, drag, dilution, and compensation early. When the pattern stays consistent, you stop guessing and start managing. Spot trouble when any step breaks its baseline. Idle stays elevated longer, shifts feel busy, one tire drops a couple pounds overnight, the fan cycles differently, or one corner runs hotter on 2 separate drives. Respond by easing load early, setting pressures cold, planning fluid service by use, and inspecting brakes or bearings when heat repeats. A few seconds, each trip becomes hours across a year. And those hours buy years of smoothness and thousands kept out of repair invoices. It is like brushing teeth every night. Short-term ownership is the exception. If you will sell soon, focus on safety checks and obvious leaks, not perfection. If this guide saved you time and money, subscribe for Toyota Habits. Keep the ritual as your default every drive, and carry this mindset into the systems you rely on for the years ahead. Most early failures are not bad luck. They come from predictable stress, repeated quietly until systems compensate and wear hides. Reduce heat, smooth load, watch drift early, and follow the ritual consistently. Those minutes protect years of smooth driving and thousands in avoided repairs. Keep your Toyota in its safe zone, not reacting to warnings, but preventing them. In the next video, we'll uncover the few overlooked habits that quietly shorten lifespan faster than mileage ever could for most owners.